I'm going around the keyboard here to try and find a melody that fits me, which can fit the room and where I'm playing. Na, 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 Sometimes I look around in the room where I'm at church or I'm at a wedding or I'm at a reception or I'm just in the mood. There's a piano in a hotel where I'm staying, a convention center, and I look around and I look at the surrounding. I look at the mood of the house and I begin to play what I feel the mood of the house is, or I sometimes try and change the mood of the house. And sometimes I look at the age of the people in the room. If I see there's a lot of seniors there, then I play music, the music that I think that they can identify with. It doesn't mean that it's a certain songs that they recognize, but the style. So I'll take a song that everybody know and I'll play it in the style where somebody older understand that this is ragtime. If it's somebody up in age, I will play it like that. But if it's someone that may have a different hue of color on their skin and they're into more CCM-ish and they might be younger, then my traveling shoe will be played a little different. Traveling shoe, Lord, got on my traveling shoe. 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 Traveling shoes, traveling shoes. So what I'm saying here is all of this has everything to do with how anointed the minstrel is. Yeah. See you in 60. Bass.
It's the show that will get you thinking, and where the topics are hot. Feel free to comment whether we agree or not, 'cause he's got something to say. Sirwalterj Jones. Sirwalterj Jones. He's got something to say. Sirwalterj Jones. Sirwalterj Jones Show.
Come on in. The water's fine.
Yeah.
Doo-doo, hi. Hello, everybody. Sirwalterj Jones Show. I'm here. It is the evening edition. Baby. Come on in. The water's fine. Water's fine. I was before I was rudely interrupted by my intro there. I was talking about how an anointed minstrel can take the room and shift it to a place, either where he wants it to be or where he feels or where he's falling into place where the room already is. So the name of this show is called When the Anointed Minstrel Plays. Now somebody asked me the question about, they said perfectly imperfect. I say I love country music. So what do I have? Well, when I was playing traveling shoe, Lord, got on my traveling shoe, Lord, got on my traveling. Okay, when I was playing that, then that dated me. But if I was in the South, near some cows and bulls and some sheep, then yeah, I would go. My traveling shoe, Lord, got on my traveling shoe, Lord, traveling shoe, Lord, got on my traveling shoe. Got on my traveling shoes. Got on my traveling shoes. Okay, that's how I would do it in the South. If I was over there by the barn, I would do it that way. Why? Because the anointed musician. Come on, Nathan, say Ray. You got to Rayize it. But Perp, she said no to that part. You talking about the screaming part? And Brentic say that's more like folk gospel. Yes, it is folk. It's country though. You got to get the hee-haw in there. Pastor Tony said, howdy, everybody. Willie Nelson. All right. When Shirley Caesar said, for the 9 months I carried you, growing inside of me, no charge. When you added on the total cost, my love is no charge. That's country. This is exactly what I did. And what makes it country is that trailing of the keys. You picked the wrong time to leave me, Lucille. 4 hungry children. You see what I'm saying? It's that twang now. That's Nashville. Come on, Rogers. Nashville telling story. Printing, right. So the style of music, if you have to come to the university class last night, we were talking about different styles of music and how we have borrowed from the world, but yet the world is borrowed from us because gospel includes all kinds and styles of music. You understand? Now, Jimmy says, what about contemporary? Well, if I had a drum, because we talked about psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs last night. If you missed the class, it's too bad. Spiritual songs include multiple instruments and meter and beats and instrumentation. That's usually a lot of percussion is there. Okay. So the traveling shoes for someone who's younger. If I had a drum machine, it would take it even further into the contemporary sound. Cause right, what I just did here is a mixture of blues, jazz, rock. Okay, that. Traveling shoe, Lord, got on my traveling shoe. Oh, I can work that with a band behind me. Oh, we can contemporize that. Understand? So the minstrel walks in the room and he feels the room. Is there really a such thing as borrowing from the world? Yeah, it is. And you asked a great question because last night I said that there is no such thing as a Christian melody. Melodies are being created. So a melody is a melody. God created all music. So a melody is a melody. Doesn't matter what I do with it, whether I do this or whether I do this or whether I do this. Doesn't matter. Okay? But when you put a meter or a syncopated beat on it, then it tells the human brain the genre. All right? It still doesn't mean it is not gospel. It is, and it still doesn't mean that it is worldly. But when you put a certain beat on it, then it tells us, your brain, where to place it. Do I place this now? That's country style of gospel. That is soul style of gospel. That is blues style of gospel. It's still gospel because gospel is the only genre that is everything. If I played CCM, you know that's CCM. It's typical. You spot it right away. But if I play a gospel song without saying any lyrics, you still may ask, what? Okay, what? Who sings that? Or who is that Luther? Or is that Mahalia Jackson? Is that James Cleveland? Is that Michael Jackson? Why? Because I may be playing it in a certain beat and rhythm tempo, which makes it sound like a whole bunch of different genres. But until I put lyrics on that sucker, you may not know what that song is. I'm addressing Jason Shepard. All right. So the borrowing part, reason why I said yes, is because if I take a song melody that is familiar to everybody, that the world might have put lyrics to it, now we are borrowing. James Cleveland did it. He even said it in the song. If anyone should ever write my life story. Okay, well, if we had not heard Miss Knight sing it, then we would have said, okay, that's a beautiful song that he wrote. It sounds very beautiful, very gospel. All right. But because we recognize the tune, he didn't have to say he borrowed it from Gladys Knight. I heard Gladys sing this and I decided. He didn't have to say any of that. If he had just started singing with that melody, we would have known, the whole room would have known that that's Gladys' song. He borrowed the melody. You understand? Truth said that would be Gladys. That's why, I laugh. Or when people get mad about hip hop and flute. Okay, did you mean I laugh? So do y'all understand what I'm saying? Didn't the James Brown movie say he was playing gospel music? Yes, he was, Prissy. James Brown, gosh, most of these old cats from the 60s and 70s were quite influenced by gospel music. Ray Charles was very influenced by gospel. When you heard his music, the church went after him because of it. Kirk Franklin borrowed a lot, J. Red. He literally went and borrowed every note, every beat of the Parliament or Earth, Wind, and Fire. Do you remember? Okay. He even took some of the lyrics and teased you with it. That's borrowing. Come on. I belong to you. I belong to you. I belong to you when you're all alone. Mind, body, and soul. Why don't you take me just what you want me to be? It's a beautiful song. But that is straight gospel. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He took a gospel sound of the 1970s, put I Belong to You, and made it ambiguity. He appropriated it in a sense. That's what he did. The Commodores did it too. But what they did was they did something. This secular group, the Commodore, did something that the church wasn't doing. The church would take a secular sound, meaning something that was familiar to us, and they'll put some gospel lyrics on it. The Commodores, what they did was they took a gospel sound and put gospel lyrics to it. And the church was offended by it. I never played it. It was one of the greatest gospel songs we had heard in years, sang by a secular group. There's many of the radio stations, gospel radio stations, didn't want to play it because it was a secular group, making us look really bad. Because we felt we needed to sing something contemporary. Everybody was trying to do the contemporary thing. I remember when Tremaine Hawkins came out with "Fall Down on Me." I can't even play it because it's so contemporary. It was so raunchy at the time that the radio stations didn't want to play her stuff. And she's known for singing the most beautiful traditional gospel songs of the 1970s with her ex-husband Walter and what have you. I'll never let you down, no more. Tremaine was one of the biggest voices that we know. If you ever need a friend who sticks closer than any brother. Is that Tremaine? Sing that. I recommend Jesus, cause he's that kind of friend. He walked right in front of you. I never played it before, but you understand what I'm saying? She's known for that. And then when she went solo, bam! She decided to do something so egregious to the church that they said, we can't play her stuff. We can't do it. And then the Clark sisters came out with You Made My Day. Is it? Right? And what she did was, this was Twinkie Clark decided to take Master Blaster. Somebody asked me about Stevie Wonder earlier. Who was that? Colette? Master Blaster. It's reggae-ish, okay? And when she took that reggae sound and she heard the Master Blaster, and she says, what she was trying to do, she was trying to cross over pretty much. A lot of gospel artists was trying to do that in the late 70s, cross over to a sound. And it was effective. Soul Train picked it up. Before you know it, they're singing on Soul Train, and the people are dancing to Master Blaster. All right? And then before you knew it, this group called the Winans came on the scene. Question is, will I ever leave you? The answer is no, 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 no. I've never played these songs, okay? All right, 1980, I think it was, played on a secular radio station, blew us away because we had never seen that before since Mahalia Jackson. We had never seen a gospel artist cross over like that. And he's putting a gospel lyric in there, but the sound was different. The sound was different. Uh-huh. Yeah, Take Six did the Martin theme song. Andre Crouch music sounded like, yeah. Brentic Andre Crouch gave us the sound that we hadn't heard in gospel. He and the Hawkins family ruled the 1970s, and his sound was really big. His song was he was writing songs during the era of what they call Jesus songs, the Jesus sound, okay, the Jesus freaks. His sound will be it's CCM today, but back then it was rock. It was soft rock, or it was contemporary rock. All right, and so it was really a crossover. But what he also did was he gave us songs that were called standards, and his songs you'll find in hymn books, okay, especially the blood songs that he created. All right, and I would love to do an Andre Crouch night, which is doing all Andre Crouch songs because he's one of the greatest songwriters in the world. All right, outside of Marvin Winans, Stevie Wonder, Andre Crouch was my life. All right, was my life. All right, Tata Vega, yes. Right now, TJ, yes. That Tata, great. If you listen to The Color Purple, and you hear that, what is it? God is trying to tell you something. Yeah. Then they go into that Yes Lord hymn. That's the Church of God in Christ singing that on the movie. Yeah, yes, yes. If I were you, I say, speak, Lord, speak to me. Speak, Lord, speak to me. Speak, Lord. Okay, that's Tata Vega. The actor is just lip singing, but that's straight Tata. That girl is truly amazing. Let me see him. I'm reading you guys stuff. Watch somebody do a Broadway show. Yeah. I'd go to that. He got to be ahead of Marvin. Yeah, Andre definitely is ahead of Marvin. And here's the thing about that, Lawrence. If there was no Andre Crouch, there wouldn't be a Walter Hawkins or a Marvin Winans in the Winans family. And notice the sound on their records. The sound sounds alike. There's the mixes sounds alike, and the musicians sound alike. Why? Because they're the same musicians. Same musicians. Same production. When I was in middle school, my chorus teacher wanted me to sing Never Knew Love Like This Before. My mom wasn't having it. Wow. Charles Jenkins changing the lyrics to Stephanie Mills. I'm trying to tell you, this is what the church does, as if we have no originality. Andre Crouch had a much originality, but what he did was he took the sound of the secular, the world, the sound, and he was able to brilliantly put lyrics to it where you understood it. But again, it was the rock sound of the 1970s, hippie. They were already planning with his album. Yeah. Yep. Commission. Come on. Commission. There you go. Light Records. Howard Hewitt. I say yes. There's something, that ballad that came on the radio every day. Y'all know I'm going. I hear it, but I can't hear it. But you hear what I'm trying to do with the Howard Hewitt song. All right, Commission took us to another place. I'm going on in the name of the Lord, reaching for my goal, my eternal life reward. God is a mighty prophet in the time of storm. Okay, you can't go wrong. What Fred did with the commissions took us to another place of boy bands that we hadn't heard before. But the dynamic of the commission, what they did was they did not leave anything to your imagination, because what they did was they kept Jesus in their songs. They kept Jesus in there. You knew that they were singing about Jesus. All right? They just like to jam on that song. They was jamming. Okay? And then Fred Hammond, who Lawrence, my nephew here, Lawrence is for years was Fred Hammond's lead guitar player. He'll tell you, all right, the brilliance of Fred Hammond. Okay? And what is that? That's right. When he came out with Running Back to You, my God, today we knew that boy was saved or struggling. One of the two. And take me home, take me home. I'm running to you, Jesus. Come on, man. That thing made boys cry. That thing made boys cry. Who was that? Rance Allen. Rance Allen was quartet. Rance Allen took his style of quartet music of the 1970s. The movie that just won an Oscar. Who was the drummer in the NBC Nights show? What's his name? The drummer with all of the hair. He produced a movie that just won an Oscar. All right, you see Rance Allen in that movie. Rance took the quartet sound, which is a very bluesy sound, and he was able to capitalize on it for many years. Okay, Questlove, thank you, Elijah. He was able to capitalize for many years with that high screechy voice. All right, but he stayed true to his sound for many years. Okay, but it was still quartet. Glad I got Jesus down in my... Now that Canton Spirituals, right? But this is why when Kirk Franklin wrote for him, do 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 do. I don't know what key I'm in. Something about the name Jesus. Something about the name Jesus. It is the sweetest name I know. A straight quartet, y'all. Oh, how I love the name Jesus. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, that's him. All right, so a good minstrel or producer or writer knows how to write for someone else. This is why Stevie Wonder is so great, because he'll take another artist and he'll write for them in their style, but it's Stevie is in there as well. When Michael Jackson's brother came out with a song, "Let's Get Serious, let's get serious, let's get serious, let's get serious and fall in love. Let's get serious. Let's get serious." Okay, when I heard it, I'm like, wait. I said, I've heard this sound before. Why does it sound familiar? And so when I looked at the jacket back then, you had the album jacket and told you the writers and what have you, and I saw Stevie Wonder, writer. And I heard songs in the key of life. Jermaine, that's right, Beatrice. I heard songs in the key of life sound. I said, that makes sense. And so is it about the lyrics more so than the sound, or is sampling secular songs and putting Christian lyrics over? It depends on who you're talking about. Who is it? And last night in class I talked about spiritual songs. There's psalms, which are about the lyrics, which are divinely inspired by Scripture. A psalm is divine, so it's not a psalm unless you're reading or singing from the text. All right, with music played behind it. Hymns are not necessarily divinely inspired. Hymns just come out of a life experience. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on. Okay, that's in the hymn book. Okay, but it's inspired, and it's a lot of times it's sang in a corporate and unison harmony. That is a lot of times, right? But spiritual songs is a lot about the instrumentation behind the lyrics. That's why you can get away with writing spiritual songs and have this much lyric in it. Who's that? Hezekiah said, A flat, please. Won't he make you clean inside? Won't he make you clean inside? Won't he make you clean? Okay, what was that about? It wasn't about the lyrics. It was a cute little lyric, repetitive lyric, but it was about how does this make me feel? Yeah. Okay, and it was all about the choir calisthenics. La 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 la. It's like Ricky Dillard's song. That you might have life more abundantly. Okay, what's going on there? Fast, traditional. It hits mostly folks my age and above. Okay, when you get to that special, it was all about the choir and calisthenics. George. Okay. All right. Brilliant song. Lasted many years. It's a crowd favorite, but I don't see you playing that song while you're trying to minister to someone. If I want the minstrel to come into the room, and because I'm getting ready to speak a word over the people, and I want to prophesy over the people, that won't be the song. It won't. As a matter of fact, I've heard many secular songs that I would rather use to speak a word over the people's lives. Secular. I know that sounds weird, don't it? Mm-hmm. Daryl Coley is the greatest male gospel singer, in my opinion. All right. You mean was, because he's not with us anymore. Daryl Coley was extraordinarily brilliant. I emceed a program for Daryl Coley, and I reminded him. I gigged with him in 1991 on the Bobby Jones show. Gracious man. He wanted me to take him downtown Chicago to buy a suit because he was in town and he didn't know what else to do with his life. So he asked me, hey, where can I get a suit? Then I bumped into him again as I was emceeing the program for him. And many of you don't know that he did a cameo on The Simpsons. There's an episode on The Simpsons cartoon where he's singing the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see? Okay. And he sings it so long that the people in the stands get tired and weary and they started falling asleep. All right, you guys can Google that episode, and that's definitely Daryl Coley. And I reminded him of that, and he cracked up. Music is the voice of God, not just gospel music. Yes, because God sings. Yes, Brian Williams, Daryl Coley. Yep, but Daryl Coley is mostly from the Hawkins family. Hawkins. And number two, Daryl Coley produced for Tremaine Hawkins' first album. The one I just played. I'll never let you down, no more, never. When you play that song, towards the end of the song and the vamp, there's a man in there doing a whole lot of high turns with his voice. That's Daryl Coley. Holy One. There it is. I never played it before. Day is almost night. Man, some of the greatest music. Some of the greatest music. One of my favorites on that album, or that one, or maybe the second one. When you pray, everything will be alright. When you pray, everything will work out fine. Just have faith. When you pray, when you need a friend, when you need a friend, just have faith. When you pray, what's up? When you call him, he will answer your prayer in despair. I never remember ever playing that song. How am I able to do that though? Because when the minstrel, the anointed minstrel walks in the room, he or she have been trained. All right? He or she have been trained. Not necessarily by a school or by someone else. The Holy Spirit has raised that person up to hear a sound that he's never played before. And this is why the scripture talks about not only praying in the Spirit, but singing in the Spirit. So if Jesus blew on the disciples and said, receive the Spirit and he'll show you all truth, that can work with the musician as well. That the Spirit is operating in him to do something even miraculous that he didn't know that he could do. Music is not a one of the gifts of the Holy Spirit. That is a misnomer. You don't find it in the scriptures. It's something that I wanted to go over last night in class, and I'll carry it over next week, Wednesday night in class. Music is not a spiritual gift found in 1 Corinthians chapter 12. It's not named among them. There's a but there. And y'all got to come to class. I'll tell you about the but. What about the Fairfield 4 and the Dixie Hummingbirds? That's all quartet. All quartet. They all got that sound. It's either this or fast. And pretty much what quartet is the same as boogie woogie. Okay. And a lot of it is bluesy as well. Because that's that southern drawl, that southern flair. Very popular back in the 1940s. There you go, Truth Reigns. Music is a talent. It's not a spiritual gift. Whitney Phillips. Oh my God. Yes. You met him in college? Whitney Phillips is, first of all, that voice. There's none like him. I was telling someone the other day that Maverick City's Gyra has the same chord structure as Marvin Gaye's Sector Hill. Yeah. You see what's happening here? Yeah. Y'all got a lot of history over here. I ain't think y'all know much about music, but I think y'all do. The music was designed to bring deliverance to people, but they sing, yeah. Yeah, come on, Joan. How you doing? Rescue me, yes. Rescue me from myself or something like that. Y'all gonna make me pull out Tremaine Hawkins. I'm trying to tell y'all, Tremaine Hawkins blessed us heavy in the 1980s. I like gospel songs like The Mighty Clouds, The Five Blind. Yes. Y'all telling your age. Y'all telling your age. Don't sleep on these new quartets though. Okay, yeah, I don't. I'm gonna leave that up to you and Tarantine. I can't really do the quartet too long. So last night I was talking about how Psalms hymns gave you a classical sound. last night. I talked about the classical sound of hymns. You should have invited me on. We could sing Spirit. Well, or Evan Hawkins. Yeah. I need your spirit. Fall fresh on me. I never played it before. On me. Something like that. I need your spirit. I want your spirit for me. I never played it, but it's close. It's a beautiful song. I just wish I knew how to play it. Frank, we talked about commission earlier. We talked about their lyric form and how they stayed true to the gospel as it pertains to the lyrics. All right. They did something true. They did something. I'm not saying that they did something more so than what the Winans did. They just did something different than what the Winans did. All right. How about In My Name? Yeah, In My Name. Just in my name. One of the great songs written by Percy Beatty, I believe it is. I had him on the show and he talked about that particular song. I had all of the Tommy's writers on my show, and the band, and the history that came out of that house. Adams and Hawkins have great song lyrics, topped off with great music. Yes, absolutely, Colette. Thomas Woodfield, listen. Don't nobody say nothing about Thomas Woodfield. You hear me? There are two musicians that I consider the greatest pianists ever. That's Thomas Woodfield. I'm sorry. Woodfield. I'm about to say Dorsey. Thomas Woodfield and Richard Smallwood are the two greatest pianists because you can't put them against each other like people often do. You can't put them against each other. They have different flavors. What Thomas Woodfield was a jazz musician. Okay? He was a jazz. That's Thomas Woodfield. Just in case you forgotten my name, it's Jesus. Ooh, it's Jesus. That's him. I'm Jesus Christ. I'm Jesus. Okay, that's him. He did that. He's the one that did. I can't play. Vanessa Bell. I have the faith that can something. That's Thomas. Faith that can conquer anything. That's Thomas Woodfield. You hear me? He gonna chord that thing. Faith. Oh, faith. That's Thomas, man. Y'all hear me? Richard Smallwood would not have done it that way. Richard Smallwood is a classical pianist. And that's why a lot of his sounds sound like Bach. Okay? And he was trained by Where is the Love? Da, 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 da. Roberta Flack. He was trained by Roberta Flack. So if you listen to an old Roberta Flack song, you will hear Richard Smallwood. All right? So Richard Smallwood would have. I have the faith have done that. Do, that's him. Do, 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 do. That's him. That's how he would have played Faith. Faith. You see what I'm saying? But Thomas Woodfield, you see what I'm saying? It's different. And the two of them, man, coming together. Because what he did with Total Praise, what I played last night, he made sure that he stayed true to the classical prelude, all right, and the whole body movement of Total Praise when he opened it up with. Straight classical. Come on, man. That's Richard. It's Richard. Now, I played, you got to go to my YouTube channel where I played Total Praise. Can you find that, Rogers? I played Total Praise go to Total Praise by Sirwalterj on YouTube. It's 7 minutes long, and I played it. Man, can I find it here? I played it in different forms of classical. All right. I'm gonna go to YouTube right here. See if I can pull it up. See if I can pull it up for y'all. Okay. Total Praise by Sirwalterj. And then what you'll see is the different style that I go into. Okay, let's see, share the screen. Let's see if it's gonna work here. All my help comes from the Lord. And we ran out of footage. I had an iPad on the next to the piano, and it was the iPad 1 that came out many years ago when it only had like 2 gigs in it. And it ran out right at the best part when I was getting ready to kill him at the end. I was getting ready to kill him, and that thing went out. That was my old church. I had left that church years ago. I went back to help them celebrate something, and that was my state minister of music doing all that clapping. Come on! Okay. Elder Owens, one of the great directors of Illinois. All right. So notice how though I forgot I even had that there. So thank God the Spirit reminded me of that. Notice how I was bringing up under the screen, the lower third, you saw different styles. Okay. The different styles. I started playing it when the choir started to sing, and something said, Walter, that man's gonna go long. Because he's a long-winded choir director. Or like long-winded preachers, he's a long-winded choir director. So I said, he gonna go long. Have fun with it. So he's gonna keep repeating this song. So go into your musical memory of all of your favorite classical producers, writers, and musicians that you have heard coming up, and play them in this song to give ode to Richard Smallwood. All right? And so I did. The introduction of classical music to the African American, especially, came from cartoons. The Bugs Bunny, the MGM, the Cat and the Mouse, Tom and Jerry, and what's the other guy? Okay, cartoons introduced us to classical music. If it weren't for cartoons, many of us would not have an appreciation for classical music. Kill the Rabbit, and you'll see Tom, the cat, would sit at the piano, with that long black concert jacket, and he'll start playing with the white gloves on, okay, and he'll start playing, and the cat, the mouse would run up and down the keys, and they would always have classical music playing. All right, that's how we as children learned and appreciated classical music. So when we hear a classical song in commercials, then we go back to our childhood. So the writers of the cartoons did this because that was their love for music. Even the United Airlines, was it? When I heard that on the commercial, I was like, "Wow, that's George Gershwin." Can you tell me what movie? All right, Rhapsody and Blue, and they snuck this song in a couple movies, okay? And what he did here, he gave you a classical, okay? It's classical, but what he also did, because of the era that he was in, Gershwin, he gave it a ragtime feel. So it was a tease, it was a play on the feel of that time. The Porgy and Bess, the African American sound of ragtime. He did it, and he did it subtly, because what is that? Well, you heard a lot of that in the movie Color Purple. Well, let me tell you something, sister, you've been on my mind, sister, you're two of a kind, oh, sister. Sister, honey, this shark is feeling fine. Okay, straight rag, all right, and that's what Gershwin did, and Color Purple borrowed it, and you got Quincy Jones in there doing some of that. Andre Crouch did a lot of writing in that. Okay, all right, and so you see this mesh of each style borrowing from each other. I think it's just brilliant. When you look at that, I was watching the movie The Wiz, and you hear a lot of that in The Wiz. You hear rag, you hear rock, you hear soul, you hear funk, all throughout that whole movie. Slide some oil to me, let it trickle down my spine. If you don't have STP, Crisco could do just fine. Slide some oil to me. Laying here in one position sure do make me tired. Then it go. They went right into church. Although this is, you hear the jazz of the 1940s, but they also went right into church. Okay, that's pretty much what it is. But you can see the white folk clapping on the 1 and the 3, and black folks clapping on the. That's all that is. We mesh this style together. There are no gospel lyrics. There are no secular lyrics either. All right. You hear a lot of that in everything. I've seen a lot of even in if you got a guitar, that's in country. That's straight country. We call it rag. They call it Dixieland. All right, to separate themselves from us. Nipsey Russell, absolutely. Sung by Nipsey Russell. So this really, I can do 5 hours of this and never get tired. Okay, so when you get into the hymns, though, all right, I think out of that scene that slides some oil to me. I think that first song when he comes in on. What can I do if I could feel? What's that, y'all? What style is that? I can smile, I can laugh, I might lay there for a while. Don't tell me what will I do if I could feel? Can you tell me what style is that? Tell me what? Lawrence, that's straight churchy. That is, Beverly said, his old happy day. So he took a bluesy, jazz, what made it church is. Orange Crouch. Tell me what will I do? Tell me what will I do? Tell me what will I do if I could feel? You see what I'm saying? It was brilliant. It was brilliant. The theme song from Rent, gospel influence. Yeah, 525 something, 600 minutes. Played that before either. Why was I able to get close? Because when the minstrel walks in the room. Yeah. Yeah, juke joint blues. Come on, Colette, that's it. Yes. Straight juke joint. And then they gospelized it. Yes, sir. Just made me think of that's just the way it is. Yes. That's just the way it is. Yes. What is it? That's just the way it is. Something will never change. I'm playing it wrong, I'm sure. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, mama. Something like that. That's straight. That's good, Alonzo. One of my favorites. Was that Bruce Hornsby or somebody? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the actress, you got it. That's it, the actress. That's it, Bruce Hornsby. Great stuff. And yo, boy, you know who's the greatest pop piano out there that I had no clue? Billy Joel. Billy Joel is one of the most brilliant pop pianists in the world. In history, I didn't know it. I know all his music. Oh, for the longest time. All right, I know all his music, all his songs. We all sing them all, okay? We didn't start the fire. It wasn't until I was driving in the car and I'm listening to the Billy Joel station. They had a station for Billy Joel. And they do it once every few months, and then they'll take it off the air. And I sat in the car in front of the house 4 hours because I did not want to get out of the car. And Billy Joel, every time they would play one of his songs, he'd talk about the history of why he wrote it, when he wrote it, who he wrote it for, what. And I'm listening to this man tell the history of the song, and then he's in the studio and he's playing the song before it comes on. And I was like, holy cow. Oh, yeah, Greg Fillinganes. Oh, absolutely. Who's that? Andre Crouch? Greg and who else? Jeez, Greg, come on. But Billy Joel blew me away. I could not believe his musical brilliance. I didn't know. And I had an awakening like how you who are learning the scriptures for the first time. Your scales are coming off your eyes in this university that we're teaching every Wednesday. That's what was happening with Billy Joel. Listen to him for hours. The scale was falling off my eyes because I could not believe that I sat on this man. I couldn't believe I sat on this man. Brilliant. Brilliant. Earth, Wind, and Fire, yes. So many. He talking about Fillinganes. Absolutely. Do you remember when... September? I'm horrible with lyrics. I know how to play this stuff, but I'm horrible. I've written over 2,000 songs, like I said last night, and I don't remember them. People come up to me and say, "Remember that song you wrote called What Can Wash Away?" And they'll go through the whole lyrics, and I'm like, "Oh, I wrote that." Okay, I remember it. I remember the lyric. I remember the melody, but I don't know these words. Yeah, I don't know these words. So if you have a song, so going back to the minstrel part, as I end this, because I want to go and eat something. All right, as we're talking about hymns. Oh, somebody mentioned Nat King Cole. Jeez, Nat King Cole got a wonderful voice. He's known for his voice, but we who are musicians know him for his piano playing. As a matter of fact, he wanted to be known for his piano playing more so than his singing. All right, it was the Nat King Cole trio. It was a trio, and his playing, it's just effortless. You know, when you ever see him on TV singing, and he does this, it's just like he's just playing with it, but it's without flaw. And Oscar Peterson would talk about the playing style of Nat King. You know, Oscar Peterson was the greatest pianist, one of the greatest. And he just played effortlessly. And you be like, dude, I hear you singing, but your playing is crazy. You know, and it's just effort. He never looks down. All over the place. The do that I was set out to sabotage it to the bone. But those are so silent. I'm like, Nat, look down, man. Just look at your fingers. No. want to be known for that. And then the other person who I remember saying the same thing is what's the name? On Broadway. What's his name, y'all? What's his name? Guitar player. Thank you, Tanya. George Benson, who rearranged the song. I mean, that's not him, but he made it famous for us young folks. Y'all know George Benson as a singer. Y'all also know him as the Scat Man. Okay. But what we usually know these men for, that's not what they want on their epitaph. Nat King Cole wanted to be known as the great jazz pianist. What do y'all think George Benson wanted to be known as? Yeah, Wes Montgomery, another one. Jeez. There's a young guy out named Matthew Whitaker. Yes, he is Stevie Wonder's makeover. Yep, Matthew, absolutely. I was playing Matthew last year, actually. Larry Graham, a one in a million, who is a bass player. Chance of a lifetime, life, show compassion and sing to me a stroke of love. All you, one in a million. A lot of folk didn't know he was known for his bass guitaring. So a lot of these cats, you know, you want to make them one thing, but that's not what they want to be known for. I look at P.J. Morton is right now my favorite artist right now. It'll change, I'm sure, in a few more months, but right now P.J. is my favorite artist. And the reason why he's my favorite artist is because he sounds like who? Because he sounds like my favorite artist of all time. And who would that be? Anybody? Frank, I'm taking you back. Revolutionized bass playing, he sure did. Oh yeah, Season. Yes. Stevie Wonder. Al Jarreau, Lord. Jeez. Al Jarreau, Priscilla. Morning, Mr. Something, something, something. Okay, I can't play Al Jarreau. It's just too difficult for me. Dr. Dre surprised me with that Super Bowl. Man, listen, Michael King. I watched that Super Bowl halftime over and over again. Quite impressed. I was impressed. And, you know, whether they dubbed it over, they dubbed it and they just played over the dub. I was like, Dr. Dre, you gonna have me going back and checking out your old stuff. Now, I might hear a lot of cussing, but I was impressed. Morning, Mr. Radio. Yes, sir. I wish I could do it. I can't do it. But that Morning, Mr. Radio, Morning is his later stuff. He's known for his jazz sound. When he moved into the popish world, he was able to recreate himself, which is something that a lot of artists cannot do. Cannot do. Y'all need to get out of here. So this song here. What can wash away my sins? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What style is this? What can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Oh, precious is the flow that makes me wild. No other sound I know but the blood of Jesus. What style is that? Andre Krauss ending? That's straight Andre. You hear it in the Color Purple. Yeah, yeah. That's Andre's style. Whenever he ends his songs, that's how he ends it. That's his ending. And he put that in the movie, and you definitely heard his style. But Jackie says stride. I Am Gold says juke. Yep. Deidre says missionary Baptist. Yep. Come on, y'all. Y'all got it. Pray for your son, Brentic. You gotta let me know what's going on. Our prayers are going forward to you tonight. Did I miss something? Did I miss a message? Baptist Blues. Yes. Baptist Blues. All right? And I still will play that song that way, even at my church. I play it like that, especially when my former pastor was alive. He loved that style. But when I'm by myself, sometimes I'll play it slower. Look at your phone. Okay, Brentic, I had a lot of unusual texts and messages came in today, and I might have missed you. What can wash away my sin? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can bring me whole again? What style is this? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Oh, precious is that flow that makes white as snow. No other fountain I know. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What style is that? Yeah, I mentioned James Cleveland, Dr. Watt Williams. I mentioned him earlier. You said Fred? Yep. I hear it too. Yep. Yep. That's straight commission style. I mentioned Thomas Whitfield too, Michael King. I went off on Thomas Whitfield. You got to rewind this. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. They'll do something like that. If I was doing CCM, you always start with the 6. What can wash away my sins? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Okay. What can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Oh, precious is that flow. Okay, that's straight CCM. They can do that for the whole song, that turnaround. Yeah, George Duke. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Some of this. What's that song? I might be playing it wrong, but I'm close. Okay, known for his jazzy stuff. Reinvented himself, gave us a pop song, a rock, a soul song like that, blew us away. The great George Duke. Blessings to you, Angelia. Thank you for that super chat. Yeah, I know. I built on the backs of commissioned harmonies. Yep, sure is. No rhythm or reason. No rhyme, I'm sorry, or reason. Amen. Season, thank you. Appreciate you. All right, y'all, I'm going to go. I think I've gone long enough. I usually go an hour and a half. All right. So, again, the name of this show is When the Anointed Minstrel Plays. He or she knows how when they say when in Rome, do what the Romans do. He knows. And he just knows. And if you sing a song one time, he catches it the first time because he know you coming back around, and he catches you. I hear the Savior say that strength indeed is small. Child of weakness, watch and pray, find in me thine all in all. It's a difficult key. Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Oh, sin has left the crimson stain. There it is. It's different ways to do this. He washed me white as snow. What's happening here, y'all? Can y'all tell me? My show comes on every night at 9 o'clock, Prissy, when I feel like it. Can y'all tell me what's happening here as I close this down? A minstrel comes in. A minstrel walked into a room. Okay. All right? And that song plays when the person stops singing and they want to expound or talk or do something like that. Then what happens is an inspirational thing takes over. Prophetic playing or singing or speaking can take over. So then what happens is variations of the song happens and you start hearing different melodies come out, being birthed out of the song. Okay? Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Sin has left the crimson stain. He washed me white as snow. Go into many ways you can do this, okay? And he's flowing right there, and then before you know it, somebody takes the mic. Ooh, he washed me white as snow. He washed me white as snow. He washed me white as snow. He Oh, it's so many ways. And if you had three people up there and they all three are in tune with each other, all I gotta do is sing that melody and the other two will do what? This is happening spontaneous. Mm-hmm. Forever. You can sing that thing forever in different variations and different ways, and you can be singing for 10 hours and never repeat yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's when the minstrel walks in the room. I gotta go, y'all. Till we meet. Till we meet again. Till we meet at Jesus' feet. Till we meet. Till we meet. Till we meet again. God be with you. Till we meet again. What? Again, overjoyed. Yes, sir, there's nothing like it, y'all. Though you've been tired, and it seems like it's been going on for years. Oh my, don't you ever let go. Yeah. And I tell you, boys, it's nothing like music. And once y'all get an understanding of an idea of how it works, you'll study it just a little bit more. Brentic, blessings to you, sir. I want you to be in prayer for my family. Our baby came new baby, I believe, Tuesday night, but due to some complications, had to go to the NICU, getting better, but sugar level, not where we want it to be. Believing God for a change and asking believers to stand with me on that. Brentic is a newly married husband to a very beautiful woman. I'm going to meet her the next time I'm in Atlanta, which will be soon because my godson is graduating from Morehouse College, May 15 or somewhere around there. All right, and so I want to meet his beloved wife and that child who God is going to heal. All right, so we asking that you all pray for our dear brother Brentic, who is here, that the Lord do come through on his behalf, his wife's behalf, and our behalf. The prayers of the saints. All right. This righteous prayer availeth much. The scriptures talk about the effectual fervent. Can I play a little fusion? No, not after that. I'm not. No way. All right. Thank you, Shannon. Bless you. All right, y'all. My 1:30 time is up. All right, hour and a half. What we usually do. I see y'all for the weekend. What's going on tomorrow? I won't see tomorrow. I got to preach tomorrow night. 7 words. Y'all know it's Easter time, so y'all take it Friday night off. See you in Sunday school Saturday night, okay? And then Sunday night. I have a book. Where is it? All right. Sunday night, I am going to be talking on Joyce A. Graham's book. This book is called Mental Health Issues in the 21st Century. All right. This is my dear mother here, who I have adopted, and she adopted me. She did the foreword on my book called The 4 Women That Men Desire. So I will be talking about this book, Mental Health Issues, mental health in the church especially, on Sunday night at 9 o'clock. You might want to be there. All right. Yes, Reginald, preaching at my church tomorrow night. I'm just doing one of the 7 words. 7 last words. You better dump that house. Yeah. The recording just went out. Can y'all check your emails, Deidre, to see if you got the recording from last night's Sunday School University? All right. In that mail that you should be having in your inbox right now are the notes, the replay, and the resources should be there in your inbox right now. Can you go and check? All right. It usually take about 30 minutes for it to hit your inbox. So it was sent while I was on the air. Check it. And if you didn't get an email from me, if you email me today, I haven't got a chance to look at my emails at all. I was literally mentally drained today. Couldn't get out of bed. That's how much drained I was from last night teaching. All right, so I will be answering your emails tonight and tomorrow. All right, take care of yourselves, y'all, and one another. David Brock is, I keep telling him and the rest of y'all in his face that David Brock I consider one of the greatest musicians of today, of this era, alive. Many of my favorites are dead right now, but David Brock is still alive. And if you ever want to hear an accomplished musician, David Brock is one of my top 5 favorites. All right. Just an amazing gift. All right. Now I say gift, and I'll explain what I mean this coming Wednesday night. All right. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you so much. I will rest. I still don't have the notes for notary recording. Yes, Colette, because of what I just said. It takes about 30 minutes for that email to saturate all out, and it was sent while I was on here, maybe 30 minutes or less ago. So you should be getting it tonight. If you don't, send me an email at giftedfriends1 Send it to me tomorrow morning, and I will get it to you right away. All right. Good night to y'all. Take care of yourselves and one another. I love y'all, and ain't nothing. Go to YouTube and hit the bell, bing, notification. Subscribe to the channel so you'll know when we're live. Bing, your phone will go off and say, he about to say something crazy. Okay. Facebook, go ahead and share this and share it with your musician, will you please? All right. I'm going to go up here and play with my grandson. Where is he? Is he with his daddy tonight? I don't know where my grandson is. I haven't heard no thumping upstairs, so he may not even be up there. I'll play with my baby girl's hair. I'm playing somebody's hair tonight. All right. Take care, y'all. See ya.
So then I said, the chicken crossed the road. He said, we ain't got no chickens. I know. And I said, what way is up? He said, down. I'm like, wait, where you live? In Chicago? He said, Chicago. Man, wasn't that funny? Whew. I tell the greatest jokes. Hey, what color are you? Black or Puerto Rican? You Mexican? You is Mexican. I can't believe it. Who did this to you? Your mama or your daddy? It's hilarious. You look Chinese to me. Chinese, get it? I know. Your turn. You tell a joke. Tell it.
Well, goodbye. Goodbye. Enjoy yourself. Goodbye. 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 Well, goodbye.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Fellas, does it seem like you can't get a good woman? Ladies, wonder why you can't keep a man? Then read The 4 Women That Men Desire, Volume 1, by Sirwalterj to figure out how to break the cycle. Go to Amazon.com to get your copy today.
People right there. That's right, run.
Sirwalterj Show.
Goodbye.